Hello everyone, and welcome to Season 2 of our all-Hecata Chronicle, Berlin Bloodlines. This is our first epilogue, Immortal Fears. So let's meet our vampires, starting with Josh.
Guten Abend. I will be playing Lucius, but you know me as Jerish. Hi.
We do know you as Jerish. Rissa.
Hello everyone. I am TheRyssaRave. You can find me as such all over the internet. And this time zone, I will be playing your favorite Giovanni, Arianna.
As always, this is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition actual play. We've gone over our safety and consent, but please check in with yourselves as your well-being is important to all of us who are playing. All the content warnings for this game will be down in the description below. So if you two are ready, lass uns anfangen, or let us begin, and let us return to Berlin. Now, let's cast our eyes back to the night of the hunting party. Lucius, you received the guests and the fawning masses of the family. You chose 3 who will participate in the hunt. Your child, Tullio Giovanni, your grandchild, Kenneth Giovanni. You chose more than 3. I don't know why I only wrote 3. 5. The only Nagaraja left in Berlin, Adelaide Novak. The newcomer from Boston, Leary Giovanni. And your most loyal servant's child, Gemma Milliner. Urbano Pisanob, who is hosting the event, has invited everyone else inside to enjoy more refreshments and camaraderie while he observes the heart monitors and the crude, localized surveillance cameras positioned in the woods. And Urbano obviously miscalculated how many cameras would have been appropriate, so everyone watches the hunted scattering into the tree line, the cameras remaining still and silent, forcing Urbano with a gleaming smile to call in some entertainment, namely several mortals being shuffled in, clearly under the influence and dominated in various stages of undress. A variety of alluring kindred follow quickly after them, performing acts of seduction and pleasure, culminating in watching these mortals fall under the power of the kiss, something that the Hecata rarely get to see and hardly ever get to experience. And it does as intended and captures the attention away from the rather boring camera feed. But before we check in with Lucius, I'd like to check in with Arianna. Now, the estate in which you find yourself, the Urbano estate, is spacious and filled with a lot of large and eccentric furnishings, including statues and taxidermied creatures or animals, easily 3 meters tall or about 10 feet tall. There's a lot of massive protruding artwork depicting esoteric scenes of death and destruction, transformation and rebirth. And the guests, including those from the Camarilla that are here for some fucking reason, you would feel a little bit suffocated should you need to breathe. And even more concerning than that, you wish you had Kenneth here, someone to be by your side and on your side, something you've gone your entire unlife without, but he's out there where you believe you should be, hunting with Tullio and Adelaide, trying to save Irma, or at least you hope so. So let me know what's going on through Arianna's mind at this moment.
Arianna is pacing. I think she is, if there's like a balcony that face out towards the woods, she's not outside. She's, before, she's like at the threshold, pacing back and forth, and her eyes are glued onto the forest. I think there is a deep anxiety in her and a little bit of frustration that despite all the loyalty that she has shown her father, he still chose others before her. She chose Tullio. And so there's a little bit of like a twitch in her hand as she's like tapping on her thigh, pacing. She's angry. She's anxious. She wants this party to fucking end.
So can I take it as a read that Arianna is going to spend her time now staring out into the balcony? Now this balcony is locked, and I'm sure you could just unlock it if you wanted to. Do you do so?
Yeah, I think she does.
All right. So you're going to spend your time on this balcony staring out into the woods. You're not going to seek out your father or the Camarilla coterie for whatever reason they're here, or any of the members of the family. Or these, you're not sure where they're from, these guests that Urbano brought, this entertainment. You certainly don't have to. You can stay on the balcony.
No, you know what? I think she has a part to play. So I think at first she like unlocks the balcony door and opens it. She kind of peeks out, doesn't really hear any sounds that concern her, and feels the weight of time. And so she turns back around, goes into the party. And she's going to kind of meander over to this random Camarilla group that are here. She's very curious as to why.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll head over in that direction.
You see that Imogen is here with this Camarilla group, but as soon as she sees you, she sort of walks away from you. You don't think it's out of a reason of not wanting to speak with you. You think that it's because she's not wanting to give anything away to someone who might be looking or listening, particularly Lucius. But who you do see is you see a man with a very long coat that seems to be burgundy on the inside of the coat. He flashes it every once in a while. He also has some gold on his fangs. You see a person in a leopard coat and short platinum hair and have their chest exposed. They give off very specific Toreador vibes. You don't see the good-smelling bearded man. And you know that there was more in this coterie, especially there was a bookish nerdy one that was always hanging, but he must be somewhere in the background. So you just see these two much nicer dressed Kindred.
Are you enjoying the party?
And the obvious Toreador speaks up and says, but of course, who doesn't love a party, even if it is with the mostly dead?
No, I think we're doing all right. And she looks out over at the entertainment that has been provided. You came with many more. Where did everyone go?
Well, I'm sure they are just getting the lay of the land. We are here on a mission, after all. But of course, the one that we are supposed to be looking out for isn't here. How inconvenient is that for all of us?
Terribly inconvenient. A mission. What would that be?
Oh, I don't think I need, want, or should tell you.
Wise. Well, if you need anything, don't hesitate to ask.
From you? Okay.
Out of everyone here, I'm your best friend.
You know what? I highly doubt it.
She grins, and it's predatory before she gives a wink, and then will go further into the party.
Further into the party. Further into the party, you get to where there's even more of these taxidermied animals, and it becomes almost like you're zoning out as these animals line various hallways in this estate. More and more and more, and the hallways seem to get longer as you follow them all. Massive bears, boars that were stuffed so it looks like that they're standing upright. Eagles that are on massive planks of wood, and they've been stuffed and posed in different places. So that's where we'll say Arianna is wandering off to. But we're gonna hop over to Lucius. Now, Lucius, you have a seat of honor inside of the manor, just like you did outside. And many of your guests are enthralled with this mortal entertainment, and some are even making eyes at these kindred who are here. Can you make me a wits? Do you have your sheet with you?
Mm-hmm.
Can you make a wits and a con? Arianna might not know who these kindred are, but I think Lucius probably would.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, these, the way that they are acting. Now, at first glance, to the untrained eye, which Lucius, of course, does not have an untrained eye, they might seem like Toreador. They seem very sensual, and they seem like very into touching. But you see that there's a little bit more beyond here. You see that all of these subjects are under the influence of some kind and are being fed more things. So immediately you know that what is most likely is that you're dealing with the ministry.
Ministry. The drugs are freely flowing. That's an interesting pull for entertainment.
It is, and as I said before, the family is most interested in this. Watching someone else experience the sensation of the kiss, something that most Hecata can't give to a mortal. Their bite is painful. Their bite is deadly. Is something that they would consider where we in America, the Super Bowl or the World Cup. This is a real bit of entertainment for them. And you see most of your loyal guests have completely shifted their focus. They may have even forgotten about the hunting party.
I think Lucius is visibly bored. This entertainment is not for him. While he's happy to have it here and, it's a passing amusement, he's not really paying any attention to it. Aside from the curiosity that Urbano has friends in the ministry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't imagine Lucius knew that.
No, you don't, but it does make sense in its own way. Urbano is someone who has studied outside of just the oblivion ceremonies that everyone in the family studies to a greater or lesser degree. Urbano is someone who knows blood magic. And Urbano is someone who has studied infernalism at one point or another, or at least has spoken to you of it. He's told you tales of where he is originally from in North Africa. He's told you tales of the Bali who occupy the area there. So you know that he might have a lot of friends in extremely low places, like at the ministry, but friends nonetheless.
Huh. Well, that is intriguing. It's outside of his wheelhouse, but he makes a note to talk to Urbano about that later. Purely out of curiosity.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of reveling in his own entertainment, thinking about the resourcefulness of his family in that case. And is there a way that I can pull someone to go and check on what is happening in the woods? Because I think he's bored and he is hoping that someone is going to kill something.
Yes, absolutely. It should definitely not take this amount of time. Your most loyal servant is there always, Hamish Melliner. He very rarely leaves your side, or at least doesn't go very far from it. And he leans in as you sort of wave your hand. And he looks at you expectantly, adoringly.
Hamish, my dear, would you mind going to check on the progress of the hunt? I grow weary.
Of course, my lord. Before I do so, may I have a moment of your time while you are free of your adorations?
Of course.
I would not think to question you, my lord, but how does this revelry serve the great purpose we have all sworn see to come to pass?
This is a test. I need to know which of my children, if any, are worthy of inheriting my crown and doing their duty for our family.
I understand. Speaking of worthiness, I'm afraid I must tell you something that I did not want to tell you here, but based on your decisions tonight, I feel I must tell you. You know that Lux has been given my own special brand of surveillance. I have pulled the wraiths, bound their fetters to the club, and they act as my eyes and ears.
Yes.
A most disturbing report came to me of your child, Arianna, commiserating with the others, with some of them carnally.
Which others? She plays with her food. I'm not
No.
surprised about this.
Your grandchild, Kenneth Giovanni. They spent much of their time becoming familiar with one another. They spoke of things in the dark, of freedom, of breaking Arianna's chain to the Crown of Shadows.
I creep my hand around the back of his neck and pull him in very close, so our lips are almost touching. My heart aches for my family. As a loyal, and I start stroking the back of his neck, and trusted member, I imagine you would think very carefully before disparaging a cousin of yours, would you not?
I would never deem to say any ill word against those you have sired, unless I knew it to be the absolute truth.
You would stake your future on this.
The wraith who reported it to me, I tortured for days. I have no reason to believe that it would lie to me after I rent its corpus in half.
I move my hand around and I fix his lapel. Well, you have given me much to think about and great service. This does make me despair.
I thought it would be best that I tell you now, since you have one of your childer is surrounded by the Camarilla, and unless you want to take that fight to the Ivory Tower tonight, it's perhaps best we don't confront her while they're here. The other is in the hunting party, and the other is the hunted.
Kenneth's ambitions may get him killed. I have sent them all out there with hope, and they bring me back poison.
Need not be so, my lord.
Find out what is happening out there.
He bows and he says, "Before I check the cameras, my lord?"
Yes, I will ask Urbano.
He immediately absconds. So Lucius, now it's your turn. Let me into your mind. What's going on in there?
It is white hot rage tinged with a tiny little bit of panic, because Arianna was the closest to him for the longest time, most recently, and this is exactly what he was afraid of. And now it sounds like it's coming true again. And he cannot let that happen. And I think he distances himself from the rest of the party, and you watch this resolve build out of the anger.
Now, when you say you distance yourself from the party, are you looking for Arianna? Is this a conversation you want to have with her in private, or do you want to do this in front of everybody?
He's going to find Urbano.
Mm-hmm. Urbano is in sort of in a camarilla, in a side room here, where all the cameras and the equipment. It's very crude. Not that Lucius would really know, but it looks very rudimentary, right? He really didn't think this part of his grand party through, right? He didn't think of hiring a tech guy. And so he sees you and he immediately opens the door and he closes it behind him and he says, "My lord, is there a problem?"
You should tell me. What is happening out there?
I am afraid that I believe that the hunters are fighting over their kill, as opposed to fighting the hunted. It is amusing, but not really, because they seem to just be chasing each other as opposed to the mortals, and the mortals cannot escape unless they risk drowning in the Mogul Sea, and if they do, then they are not worthy of the blood in any way. I promise, my lord, as soon as something occurs, I will be the first to gather everyone around.
So you're saying after all this time nothing has happened?
Nothing that I can see on the cameras. What I am seeing is Kindred, well, killing each other, or at least attempting to.
Who is fighting?
I should have gotten colored cameras. I didn't know they didn't make them in color anymore, but it appears to be Gemma and the new one who came from the New World. I'm not sure.
Ah. I hope she fares well.
I'm sure she will. She is ruthless, like her father.
I will check in with her father. But later. This is disappointing. The rest of your party has been entertaining, but this is the reason I came.
I know, my lord, and I offer my utmost apologies. It was Maurizio Puttanesca who was meant to handle this portion of the ceremony.
I don't care.
As you say.
I also have disturbing news. Have you heard anything about Kenneth out there?
No, I've seen him running at the start, but I haven't seen him since.
Very well.
Is there anything else I can do for you, my lord?
Which of the family are on security this evening?
Of course, the multitude of Puttanesca.
Have two of them stand and clear a side room for me.
Yes. I saw Romeo just a moment ago. I will fetch him.
Thank you.
My lord.
Let me know when it is done. And Lucius leaves and goes to find Arianna.
So, two of you, or I should say, Arianna, you've walked down this long hall of taxidermied beasts, and you've come to the end of it where there is just a massive mirror, two bookcases beside it, and you see these books. Woo, you can roll me a wits and occult here as well.
All right.
Me as well?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
No, you're not here yet. Oh,
You
what's
don't-
my hunger at?
Everyone's hunger is at 1.
Okay.
No one got any hunger.
Ooh. 2.
9 on a crit.
Yeah. So, no, Lucius, you don't know, but Arianna, you do, because a lot of your life has been spent being cooped up with Lucius. So sometimes there's nothing else to do but read. And you see that there are many, many books here that seem to pertain to a certain, let's call it esotericism. These books all seem to be handwritten, as in they were not printed. Okay. And one of them, or a whole section of them, seems to be about the Black Hand. Now, you would know that that is a term for the Sabbat. And specifically, it seems to be esoteric sects or factions within the Sabbat that were handwritten by either members of the Sabbat or some sort of, you're not sure if these exist, but some sort of vampire archaeologists of some kind, or vampire chroniclers. You're not sure if those exist, but maybe they do. And they do. And you see that he has the ones that have the least amount of dust on them seem to be about a sect of vampires who lived in the Shadowlands, and they were very much about the end times and omens. And they talk, as you're briefly looking through it, they're talking about a red star, and they're talking about the merging of the Shadowlands and the Skinlands. It's a lot of the stuff that you've heard of Lucius, but this is something slightly different. And you're not sure, maybe this is just for research purposes for your sire's ultimate goal. And as you're looking through them, you see something called Chatterlings. As you're looking through them, you look up and you see the face of your extremely tall sire making up the entirety of the mirror.
Father.
My child.
Are you enjoying the party?
Not anymore. I've come to the end of my entertainment here.
Then we should go.
No. We should stay for the others and see the end of the hunt.
If you deem it so.
We have a duty to our family, do we not?
Of course. Arianna is having a really hard time looking at him in the eye. I think, if anything, she's like looking at his chin. I imagine he's behind her and they're looking in a mirror. Mm-hmm. She's holding this book, but she's trembling. Keeping it from her shoulders, but her hands are slightly trembling as she is looking not at him. Is there something you needed?
I was interested in what you thought of my decisions this evening.
She snaps the book shut, and I think she lets that little kernel of anger in her out. And she says, "You should have chose me, not them. Not him. That is how I feel about it."
Perhaps I should have chosen you. There is a tinge of regret that I am feeling this instant, but I don't know whether it is over that. And he very gently puts his hands on the top of her shoulders.
What are you regretting?
Letting someone else out there. Someone perhaps a bit more ambitious than Tulio.
He is Tulio's child. Like father, like son.
Is he anything else?
A passing interest.
Well, I think you know what roles I'll be calling for. Arianna, manipulation and subterfuge. Lucius, wits and insight.
I have the specialty of likes and dislikes.
Yeah, add it.
I only got 6.
Ah, well, looky there. It appears that Arianna is telling the truth. She does have an interest in him, but maybe... Now, how would a wraith know what real intimacy is, right? They're just dead things at this point. Do they even remember what that is? So maybe the wraith wasn't wrong that Arianna is consorting with the enemy, but maybe she doesn't have such strong feelings for Kenneth as Hamish implied.
I'm glad to hear it. You know, part of this evening was difficult for me. I saw my child all present weakness and uncertainty and disunity. Aside from you, I thought to play people, to see what they would be able to give. They are still my enemies, in some sense.
May I speak freely?
Always.
You saw what you wanted to see, Papa. The son that you want to inherit your crown. His love to keep him on a leash. Disunity because they do not like being... They are ambitious. Tulio is ambitious. He wants more than just your crown. More than this family. This family is not enough. They showed it to you. And you still sought out hope? I don't know.
Then why did he kneel before me? He knows that is not how he is going to get any of those things.
You have always had a soft spot for him. It's why you have allowed him to play on the other side for so long.
Thought he would be a great leader. I'm not sure what he is anymore.
He is your son.
Yes. And he always will be, but is that enough?
Not to bear a crown.
Yes. Yes, I see.
Why didn't you choose me? Even before the incident, I was your most loyal. I did everything you asked. And you let them kill me.
You were bested. That is not the same thing.
Shouldn't have been a test to begin with. You preach unity. You have pitted us against each other from the start. And then now you want us to join hands and be a happy family. I just want to understand.
Two of them are engaged. And I see you stood here with me. I do see them stood together.
It's at that moment that you hear two people coming down the hallway. You turn, you see that it is Romeo Puttanesco. Of course, Arianna, you know. The very few times you've gotten to go out, he has accompanied you as part of your coterie. And another Puttanesca that you don't know. His name is Leon, but I don't think either of you would remember his name. Romeo says, my Lord Lucius, your special room is ready for you.
Thank you. Arianna, please follow me.
Of course. She is going to walk slightly behind Lucius, and she's just going to look at Romeo. Do I see any signs of distress or concern or anything?
He looks sorry for you.
Arianna shuts her eyes. And I think for the briefest moment, her heart shatters because she knows he knows. And then her eyes open and there's nothing on her face. She is a statue walking behind him.
Inside of the room that eventually you go to, which is, you can still hear the main party, but it's just slightly away from it. And inside of here is a very large rosewood desk, a lot of dark furnishings, very plush carpeting. There's blissfully only one taxidermy creature in here. It is a small wolf.
Please, make yourself comfortable.
She is going to find the nearest chair and sit down And only now does she look him in the eye.
I was glad to hear from your lips that Kenneth is only a passing fascination. But I cannot overlook everything else that you have told me. My foolishness, sowing competition instead of unity. If you truly want to be my heir, you want to be chosen by me, this is me choosing you. And I walk to the desk and I get a letter opener.
What is it you'd like to do with the letter opener, Lucius?
I am going to cut myself on the wrist.
And let me ask you, Lucius, are you sitting down behind the desk and doing this? Are you approaching Arianna with the cut open wrist? How is it that you want Arianna to approach the taking of your blood by force or otherwise?
I'm going to stand in front of the desk, turn around, make the cut, and offer my arm. So she has to walk to me.
There's a moment where Arianna, she's looking at him, she's looking at his wrist. And it's strange because this is probably everything she's ever wanted, to be chosen by her father. And then she thinks of Kenneth, and she thinks of her sister, and she thinks of Tulio. And the realization that she was never going to get out. There was no hope for her. And I think tears fall from her face. There is no escaping Lucius. She should have known better. She gets up and she walks over to him. Her face, it's anger and defeat and despair. And I think a little laugh comes from her, and she says, "You are forcing me. There was a time you wouldn't have to."
There was a time you hadn't shown your worth.
She will lean her head down and take his wrist. And she drinks. Momentarily, there is a thought. She remembers something Adelaide said to her. "You could just eat him. That's what I did." And she thinks, could I do it? Could I take Lucian's soul? And then I'd never have to fucking worry about it again.
You try?
Well, I think at this point, once she's put her lips to his wrist, he grabs, not super hard, but he grabs her hair.
He chokes in that moment as those thoughts play through her mind. And there's a little bit of defiance where she wants to dig her teeth into his flesh.
I can imagine with this pulling of hair that it becomes less of you latching onto him and him pulling your head back and pouring it in. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So the moment to even have attempted diablerie has passed with Lucius's iron grip against the back of your head. Lucius, 3 rouse checks, please.
I get 1 hungrier.
All right.
So I'm now at 2.
Yeah, now at 2. Of course, Arianna, you would go down to 1. Had you any hunger, but I believe you do not.
No.
Of course, as Lucius's thick, viscous, dark, cold blood pours down into your throat, first willingly supped on by you, and then forced and poured. These doubts that you felt, that this isn't right, that the family that you've always wanted and desired, Lucius is actually the one tearing you apart, keeping you apart, pitting you against each other. All these doubts and feelings of division, and that Lucius might be the one who's in the wrong, and that you are all in danger, fall away. They fall away to the wayside. They evaporate into the air around you. Lucius is the only way. Lucius is your sire, your father, your leader, your greatest hope, your destiny as his heir. There is the only cause for concern and division is coming from Tulio and Imogen, and Kenneth and Adelaide and Edgar. All of those who refuse to admit and submit to the Crown of Shadows and unite the family as a whole. They are the ones who need to be brought to heel, not Lucius.
For flavor, at first she chokes on his blood as he forces her to drink, and her pupils shiver in place before they blow out and cover her eyes. This like oneness happening with oblivion with Lucius, and then they return and her shoulders relax, her whole body relaxes, and then she kisses his wrist, and a smile, almost kind of as if she's drugged, she smiles at him and leans into him and kisses his neck and his face. Thank you, Papa.
There's no need to thank me. We have much to do. But in this moment, I do choose you. And he cups her face and he presses their lips together.
She gives in happily.
And as the two of you share this embrace, together in this room, and it's tender, and it lasts for the longest it's ever lasted between the two of you, and it feels good, and it feels right, and you suddenly, Arianna, you feel like you've been adrift for so long, you suddenly feel like this is exactly where you are meant to be, in the arms of your Lord and Savior. But that's when the two of you hear a most disgusting noise, and you guys love disgusting noises, but this is different. It's the sounds of bones and flesh snapping. It's a very guttural, visceral noise, and there's almost like a shropping of fur. I don't know the way to describe it, that really weird noise I just made, of like something bursting and falling off. And so both of you wits and awareness, please. You don't need to roll high, but I do need to know if you're going to have any advantage over this or not.
I wasted a crit on that.
Whoopsies.
8 on a crit.
Oh no, we got 2 crits going on.
I've used all my crits, guys.
Okay, so the two of you in each other's arms, and you both snap your heads right to the taxidermy animal. As I said, you've seen taxidermy animals all fucking night, so you really didn't pay too much attention to another one being in a room. Big fucking deal. But this one is moving. It's shifting, it's forming, it's changing. And neither of you would have to have gone out into the woods and been one of those lupine hunters that some vampires are to know exactly what the fuck this is. Both of you rolling high enough, you both get to roll me a terror frenzy check to make sure that you don't freak the fuck out and you can actually maybe get out of the room.
Oh, good.
As it takes a scene for a werewolf to shift. He does not have rapid shift.
What am I rolling for frenzy?
That is your unspent willpower plus 1/3 of your humanity rounded down. I believe you have 6 humanity?
Yes.
That's 2 dice. So your willpower plus 2 dice. For Lucius, it's way lower. I think it's only 1 die.
Unfortunately, I've got a lot of willpower.
Unfortunately, my willpower is fucking boss.
Yep.
I mean, so is mine.
Yeah, it's almost like you guys are made for each other or some shit.
Interesting.
It's almost like Huddy made both of your sheets, made them real similar for some fucking reason.
I am
don't
my
see the
father's
resemblance.
daughter.
Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see it either.
I got 5.
5.
I got 7.
Okay. Both of you,
Yes.
more than enough for you to resist the terror frenzy, but you need to get the fuck out of this room right now. Because you rolled higher than Lucius, Arianna, I'm going to give you the initiative here. You can get yourself out of the room first, or you can get Lucius out of the room first.
Oh no, she gets Lucius out of the room. Lucius out of the room. She takes him by the arm and essentially shoves him behind her and starts pushing him out the room. She's going to keep her eyes on this shifting lupine and be exiting, sort of
Perfect.
walking backwards.
Perfect. So Arianna acting as your bodyguard, getting you out of the room. And of course, you are in full faculty of yourself, Lucius. What is it that you'd like to do? Of course, many things you can do. You can run, you can warn people, you can yell, you can do something offensive.
Whenever possible. I am. So he's wrestling with his beast. I think his first port of call would probably be to use fortitude at this point. So I'm going to do a rouse check.
For toughness?
And then, just to see if I can get it.
Just to bulk up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like carotene, just real fucking quick. Or creatine, whatever it is.
Yeah. He swells to twice his size. No, he's and then he's going to start well, I hopefully the Putanesca that he put out here are still here.
Yeah, famously capable.
Okay. Yeah, well. He's going to lock eyes with Roman and just
Romeo? Got it?
Whatever.
Whatever. You call him Roman. Amazing. Lucius always calls him Roman. Got it.
And he just growls, fire, silver, now.
And Romeo sort of like looks around to the other Putanesca that is sort of standing there. Bring me who brought fucking silver? You hear him start yelling.
As that's happening, I have this beautiful little harness on.
Yeah, sure
can we say it's made of silver?
I'll allow it.
Okay, she takes it off and immediately
Don't
starts
know if
wrapping it
Rissa
around
wore
her
this on
fist.
purpose just to get me to say yes to this, but I'll allow it.
I might have, but yeah, I take it off and wrap it around my fist, again walking backwards. And if you'll allow me to do this now, I'd also like to activate toughness.
I'll allow it.
Okay, we don't get hungrier.
Okay. You both rolled really well in your wits and awareness and in your terror frenzy check, so I'm giving you both 2 actions to do before the werewolf explodes. Okay, so you got Lucius out of the room, you activated toughness. Anything else?
Silver on the fists, that's it.
Okay, Lucius, one more thing. You told the Putanesca to look at the room, start firing. Anything else? And you activated toughness. Anything else?
Can I find like a silver candle holder?
Lucius in the study with the candlestick.
Can you find a silver candle holder? Does Lucius know a lot about precious metals? Pitch it to me.
He is a necromancer and therefore will have experience with ritual objects, mostly made of a variety of different specific metals.
Yeah, okay. You roll me wits and awareness, and I'll let you know if you see anything that's silver.
We'll find out.
Yeah. You sold it.
3.
I will say that you see a single small silver candlestick with 9 successes on a crit. You're there, you're ready with your brass knuckles. This massive creature that grows in length and size and girth and everything else. Sorry. Snarls at you. Feel his hot breath and spit go right on your face. And with a massive arm, almost the length of your entire body, comes down with it to slice at you. Dexterity and athletics. These claws of a werewolf do massive amounts of damage. So Arianna, 12, you said?
Yes, 12 on a
More
crit.
than enough. So, as he's coming down, you realize that he's big, he's intimidating, he's strong, he's deadly. But you think that he doesn't have quite the range of motion that he would in this form, and there's an opening. So you see the arm coming down, you get down as low as you can, and you run. And you slide in between his legs to get to the other side of him.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah. What would you like to do? Before the Puttanesca starts shooting. And he starts getting real mad.
Ooh, bitch.
So I haven't even let him use any gifts yet.
Yeah, remind me what Touch of Oblivion does.
So that's a rouse check, and you're going to touch him and hurt him up to your bane severity. So I believe that's 2 points of aggravated damage.
At this point, she is simply trying to buy Lucius time to get out. So she is going to rouse check for Touch of Oblivion. We're good. And she's going to give him the fucking 1-2 punch with Touch of Oblivion.
He screams out.
Mm-hmm.
Then you see the Puttanesca come in. You were there the night that you and the others, now that you would consider them, attacked the Puttanesca at the Kit Kat Club. And you know they weren't great shots. You know that personally. And you see they all line up in front of Lucius, in front of this room, and they kick the door open and they start opening fire. Can you make me one more Dex Athletics, please? As Pinecones heals himself from that 2 aggravated damage. He's healed.
Shit, I'm going to get shot. My God.
Before we're going to move on to whatever Lucius wants to do. Lucius, like, run away.
6 on a crit. The dice
6 on a
being,
crit. 6 on a crit is enough.
Yes, the dice are being kind to me today.
They're shooting. They don't have silver bullets because no one told them to bring silver bullets. They wouldn't ask.
Idiots.
And you watch this werewolf charge them. Charge incoming bullets. And he knocks them out of the way like he's bowling. He takes no visible damage that you can see.
Oh, fuck. Mm-hmm.
Lucius, the werewolf is out of the room and in the main party.
Yeah, that's no good.
No.
Lucius is looking to work off some of this frustration and anger.
Hot. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Been there, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. He's going to kiss.
No werewolf.
I was trying to get it on with my daughter. This werewolf interrupts it. Man.
You interrupted at the worst time, buddy. Now you're in for it. You want some of this?
Yeah, give him some, Lucius.
Okay. Well, this is what Lucius's kisses do. He is not interested in killing this werewolf. He is interested in fighting and torturing it. Mm-hmm. So he is going to march after it and start to summon Oblivion powers around him.
Which Oblivion power would that be?
He's going to enact a necrotic plague on this werewolf.
Oh, perfect.
Stamina, medicine.
Stamina and medicine. What is Pinecones' stamina and medicine? Well, his medicine is nothing. Yeah, so go ahead and make me that roll. Hey God, great eye to failure. But I rolled a success on every dice, though.
All right, we got a crit. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Absolutely. You activate Necrotic Plague. Any fresh flowers that were in here, a lot of chrysanthemums in here, a lot of oleanders, flowers that are typically associated with death, start to sort of turn over and rot. And the werewolf starts to hack and cough up something gross and viscous. He tries to heal himself. But it doesn't heal him. And that makes him really angry.
Good.
All of these people who are starting to scatter and run now that they can see a werewolf is here. These Puttanesca who are here. And you, Lucius. All of a sudden, you see something snaking through around your feet. It's almost like thick fog tangible fog that wraps around all of you. And suddenly you realize none of you can move.
Ooh.
Arianna.
Yes. I can't move?
Nope, he didn't get you.
Okay. Cool. Lay of the land. From the doorway, essentially, I'm looking out. I see the wolf. Lucian is in front of them or behind them?
Probably behind because I followed.
Behind.
Okay. I can get a beat on this fog, correct?
You don't see where it's coming from.
Does it remind me of the fog that was in the club?
No.
Okay. She decides in her mind this is werewolf shit.
Tis.
Yeah. Cool fucking beans. Yeah, her only concern is getting Lucius out. How far is either an exit, like a doorway from her, or that balcony she opened?
About 15 meters.
I'm American, Huddy. What does that mean?
Almost 40 feet.
Puttanescos have guns, right?
Puttanescos have guns.
They are kind of like on the floor, yeah? From getting bowled
they are
over?
not. They are some of them who have stood up, but they are currently wrapped around in this fog, so they're not doing much at the moment.
Fantastic. I'm going to snatch one of their guns. We're going to rapid reflex to make sure that there is a fucking bullet in the chamber. And then...
That's a great use of a minor action.
Yeah, we're going to do that. And then we're going to, again, snatch Lucius by the back of the head and essentially shove him towards an exit. And she's going to get ready to shoot. Oh, she's going to shoot, essentially, to cover Lucius.
Can you make me a wits and awareness? As you have it all lined up and ready to go.
Jesus. Yeah, I can do that for you, Huddy.
Grabbed a gun. Check that there's one in the chamber. Lined up the shot. You're ready to grab Lucius.
My crits have run out. This is 4 successes.
So then you don't see it coming. A blur runs by you. Makes your hair stand up. It's weird. You don't have to deal with static electricity anymore. But when you look down, your arm is gone. Please fill up your health track with superficial damage.
Yes, okay. Fuck.
And when you look to the right of where the blur came from, you see a huge, something out of Game of Thrones, a huge dire wolf, and he's got your arm in his maw.
I think there is just a moment of shock on her face, and then a blood-curdling from the depths of the Shadowland scream that comes from Arianna.
Absolutely. As you scream, you watch this dire wolf start to get big, like the other one. Now, Lucius, you are trapped. You can't move, but you are upright and in your own mind. And this werewolf is hacking and coughing, and he's looking at you. He knows that you did this to him, and he's going to take it out on you.
I have a plan, actually.
I'd love to hear it.
Are we on the second floor? Because I don't know where. Okay.
You are. So the way that this estate, now I mentioned it, but of course that was a million years ago and everyone's gone. This estate, underneath this estate is the Mughal runs underneath this estate, right? So there's woods in the Mughal Sea that connects to the larger tributary of the Havel River. So this estate is essentially up on stilts, not really, but it's sort of built upwards. So to even get inside, you have to be up off of the Edgeschoss, so into the second floor.
So on my sheet is shatter. Is that the thing I can use to crack the shit out of the floor and drop us out of it?
No. That's a potence power. Shatter is if someone attacks you, you can throw it back at them. This one acts like As we said before, and everyone laughed at me, this one is like Hellish Rebuke.
Nice. All right, I'm going to hellish rebuke this werewolf.
Yeah, he hasn't attacked. He hasn't hurt you yet. So that's the plan for later.
I'm going to taunt him in that case. I want him to attack me. Yes. I want to hellish rebuke him, and I also want him to smash the floor so we can escape.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna taunt this werewolf.
How?
I'm gonna start by locking eyes with him. I mean, it's not gonna work. I'm just going to use compel just because I can. And
it definitely didn't work at the hunting party last time.
I'm gonna lace the words just to add that extra sting with compel. I'm going to be like, "You pathetic mangy dog, get over here. Do your worst."
Make me a charisma dominate, or manipulation and dominate in this particular instance.
That is the same for me.
Yeah, and that's intelligence and resolve. I believe I get -2 anything. Do I get -2 intelligence checks? No, just minus to stealth, to social and stealth checks. Thank God.
Okay, we're on. It's not as many dice as I thought it would be. Oh my God, I can't roll today. I got 1.
Pinecone's got 2 out of 4 dice.
Can I use willpower?
Yeah, you can. I'm gonna use willpower for him too.
Okay, yeah, let's both use willpower. Okay, I have 3 now.
I have 4. I got 2 more successes. Perfect. Okay, so you say, "Come here."
Crown of shadows.
Yeah, the werewolf is like, "You're stupid. You make me cough." Say to him, "You mangy dog, come over here." And he hacks and he coughs and he sprays you with a bunch of slobber. He does walk over there. What he does is he picks you up out of the fog. Apparently he's controlling it. And you're a tall guy. You're very tall. You get that height from your mother, as we recall. And he lifts you up off of the ground. Your feet are off of the ground. And he's gonna slam you down. Oof. You have toughness.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to use shatter.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's just a rouse check. It doesn't seem to have a roll
You
associated.
can't use shatter if you're in torpor.
Oh.
I'm not in torpor though, am I?
Hasn't
Huddy?
hurt you yet. But I'm not sure. Takes the damage with the toughness subtracts. Okay. I'm not sure if you're going to survive this. If I tell you 12 points of superficial damage as he cracks you through marble and breaks a hole into the Pisanoba state, how are you looking?
I am looking pretty worse for wear, and that's with the toughness? Damn.
That's
okay.
with the toughness because I rolled 4 brutal outcomes. And when you're doing something violent, brutal outcomes help you out.
Okay, that goes round my health tracker once, and I am now on 2 aggravated damage.
All right. So, but he gets hit back with that recoil, so he doesn't come down with you. And Arianna, you're up there and you're holding on as this estate is starting to crumble from within. He's created a massive hole. A bunch of the Puttanescas fall into it. All of this, what do you call it? Taxidermied animals and paint. All this shit starts falling into it, falling on top of, you assume, Lucius. People are running, screaming. A few other people fall in. And this werewolf, he is hurt. Something hits him. It recoils at him. You recognize this. You have shatter as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he sort of staggers back away, back towards the other one who is also turning into this massive werewolf. What would you like to do?
I think Arianna grits her teeth against the pain of a lost arm, and as she sees people running away, she screams out "no loyalty" and will jump down into the mix. So she can grab Lucius with one arm. And if I have to roll for it, we roll for it. But she's going to essentially put him over her shoulder and try to run.
It's not going to take you a requirement to lift him up and put him on your shoulder. You have, what, 4 dots in strength?
I have 5.
You have 5 dots in strength? That's not going to take any requirement at all. However, what will is I'll give you a moment here to sort of collect yourselves as you are away from the fighting for the moment. You'll have to do something else, but I'll give you one moment to sort of check in with each other before we carry on to the final.
I think she checks to see if he's conscious first. She kind of is like looking at his face.
Extremely injured.
I'm still there. I'm still mostly with it, aside from the holes in me, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was Tulio.
It had to be. Imogen is gone. It was Tulio.
I have no more children left. Get me out of here.
She says, "You have me," and will lift him and run.
And run you have to. This static werewolf, not sure how to describe it, has leaped into the pit as you pick him up, and he lands with a thud. With perfect, almost like a superhero landing. And he's ready to take you both out. So run you'll have to. And you're carrying Lucius. So let's make it a wits and athletics. See if you can dodge a werewolf.
Okay, I'm gonna rouse the blood first.
And Lucius, I assume, should you get injured again, you have shatter ready, and that you will not be knocked into torpor.
Let's find out.
Well, I'm making the assumption. Are you gonna make another rouse check for it?
Yes, I will. I'm at 3 hunger at the moment.
Hey, Arianna's right there.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna roll this. You said wits and athletics, correct?
Wits and athletics.
Okay, I roused the blood. I was successful. Dice gods are with me. Okay. 10 on a crit.
Yeah. This werewolf only got 6 on a crit. Chases you. He's quick, he's fast, but you think maybe if he had stayed in his direwolf form, he would have been a little bit faster. And this, he's a little bit bulkier, he's a little bit harder to catch you. And eventually you make it past the Mogul Sea. You don't go into the gated area. You wouldn't, I mean, of course you could leap with Lucius, but you didn't want to risk it, didn't want to take the time to leap over the fence. And you know that this werewolf can jump. So you went the opposite direction. You went towards the south, away from the estate, into the sort of marshier lands here that run along the river where there is no civilization, there are no roads, there's no nice views. It's all muck and dirt, and you start wading into the water with Lucius. You think you are safe for the moment. As you travel with him to the other side, I need you to make me a willpower roll.
That is 7 successes.
7 successes. Now let's all remind ourselves that Arianna is not a typical kindred. What I mean when I say that is that Arianna was not killed and embraced in rapid succession, a few short seconds from each other. Arianna was killed, and her soul went to the Shadowlands. And she was out of her body and very, very dead for years. Now, of course, your body was preserved through a ritualistic thing. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the fact that you came back different. And let's face it, maybe a little wrong. You have visions of the Shadowlands. You feel the psychological pain of what you went there, but when you try and grab it, you can't. And for a moment, Arianna, you realize that you are strong enough to resist Lucius if you want to. And you see that as you pull him out of the river onto the bank, there are several pieces of wood laying about. He's injured. He's vulnerable.
There is a moment where all of this hits her. as she looks at him, sort of injured on the bank. Everything she has ever wanted from Lucian has been given to her. Except one thing. Freedom. She crawls up to him and with one hand cups his face. And she looks him in the eye and smiles and stabs him in the heart with a piece of wood.
Lucius, as the wood starts penetrating your heart, you're almost stiffened by shock. Is there anything you'd like to say to your child?
Make me proud.
Always.
Do you carry him off of the bank, Arianna?
Yes. She cradles him. Well, she has one arm. She cradles him at first and then uses that as leverage to lift him up. And almost like a mother is cradling him to her body. And she's smiling to herself the whole time.
Like a mother, going through your mind as you then lift him up and put him over your shoulder. That's where you should take him. You should take him to his mother.
She does.
And that is where we are going to end Epilogue 1, Immortal Fears, for this evening. Thank you, everyone.